Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and this is a video response to DSD, and appreciate all your comments in regards to the ATEM Mini Pro and the Rodecaster Pro. And he was asking about when I have a guest with the ATEM Mini Pro, can I do side-by-side video? What do I do? So what I want to do within this video is show you what I do and what you can do. So first of all, just to recap, that's my power cable for my MacBook Pro. This right here is the USB cable that plugs into the USB of the Rodecaster Pro. And then this cable is running into camera number 2 of my ATEM Mini Pro that's over here. So see this right here, this is full screened camera 2, which is camera 2 right there that's going into the my laptop. And then also worth mentioning, to make this work, you need to have your audio, your monitor out, which is your audio out, left and right, from your Rodecaster Pro plugging into your ATEM Mini Pro. And I've just got it plugged in over here to mic 1. Also, before we continue, we're going to go to our audio levels. And right here where it says audio, we got audio with an ATEM software control. And you can see this right here, mic 1. You've got to unmute that because mic 1 is the mic on my desk. It's the mic that I'm going to use to chat with my people. I use Skype, but you can probably use other software conferencing tools. And then I've also got these these headphones. These are studio quality headphones, and they're plugged into the back of the. See, they're plugged into port 1. And then that's so I can hear my guest on Skype. This is so my guest on Skype can hear me. And then all of this audio is broadcast out to the internet through the ATEM Mini Pro, through the network port on it. So without further ado, let's demonstrate this. So let's fire up Multiview. I'm going to go to Output and select Multiview. And now over here on my monitor, and this monitor is plugged into the ATEM Mini Pro's output, by the way. So you can see my camera 1, which is my Sony camera. That's me face on video. And that's also how my Skype guests are going to see me. Camera 2 is the desktop share. So that's where I'm going to have Skype running. Or you could run whatever video conferencing software you choose to run. So now we're going to go back here and I'm going to show you what all you can do. So the first thing I do, see, I'm in Multiview over there. So I want to get out of Multiview, so I do Output. And then I select Camera 2, which is my virtual monitor. So see, now you can see this is where I'll have Skype. So since this is a demo, and I currently don't have a live Skype guest, just imagine there's a person or 2 people from Skype up here, right? And then I've got the rest of my screen. And this is where it gets interesting. So go back to your switcher tab within ATEM software control. When you're at your switcher tab, go to Luma. See right there? And this is one way you can do it. So you can select your field source, which this is what your camera's connected to. I'm connected to camera 1. So that's my field source. And then I can do, I can do flying key. Let's see. Put my output back on Multiview, and I'm going to recap this so y'all can better understand this. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I had a dumb moment. So what you're going to have to do is do key 1 to embed your. So actually, I tell you what, disregard that. Disregard what I just showed you. I'm going to make this easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to select program. We're going to select camera 2. Now we're going to click auto. And now with preview camera 2, wait a minute, I'm confusing myself. Hold on one second. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is going to be good though. So for program, select camera 1. In this case, this is me on my video camera. For preview, select camera 2, which camera 2 is your desktop, you know, your virtual monitor that you got plugged in. And then you're going to go over here to Chroma. So go to palettes and then go to Chroma. For the fill source, select camera 1 A7R4. Okay, so now you can do Chroma sample, and you can pull out your, your green screen sample. So just align it to where you get your best green, but you don't get, you don't get you. So once we've done that, so let me show you what happens before I do that. So before I do that, you'll see right here, program is me. That's my camera. That's camera 1 on my ATEM Mini Pro. Camera 2 is my desktop screen share, and that's where my Skype guest will be. So you can see Skype's running. But check out what's about to happen. So what you can do with palettes, Chroma, your fill source is your camera, you've done Chroma sample. Now what you can do is select key 1. Now check this out. This is where it gets super cool. So we're going to walk back over here. See, after selecting key 1, in the corner, you can see my desk. And if I was sitting over there, that's where you would see me. We can move this around. So check this out. To your question, left or right, here's what you can do. So you can go to, in your palettes Chroma, you can scroll down here and see where it says flying key. You can change the position, X and Y axis. See? So if you click X up, it moves to the right. You click X down, it moves to the left. Likewise, if you do Y up, it moves up. Y down, it moves down. So let's make our shared screen, which is the top left corner with Skype and the desktop view. Let's make that full screen. So go to Output, Camera 2, which is Computer. So see, now you're seeing the full screen over there. So what we want to do is want to superimpose myself here. And, oh, word to the wise. See, I made that full screen and I went away. You go back to multi-view, and then you see yourself in the corner. So what you want to do is play with this X and Y. So I want to go to the bottom right. So I'm going to go Y. I'm going to push Y down until I'm in the bottom right. Now see over there, you can see, whoa, you can see me waving. See right there, I'm in the bottom right of the screen where the Skype guest would be. Well, I'm not big enough. So what I do the size. You can do the X size, which will make you bigger. And then once you make yourself to the size you want to be, you can then reposition yourself, X or Y, if you want to go left or right. If you want to go up and down, do the Y. So see what I've accomplished now. I put myself in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. So if I had Skype guests, they would see me as if, as if I was, well, let me step back from that. They're not going to see me through Skype, because that view of me right there, that's just me in my studio. So that's YouTube seeing me. So YouTube seeing the shared camera 2, you know, again, I'm in preview mode. So you'd have to kick it over to, you'd have to click auto and transition it over to program. So see, now I'm in program view. See, that's my program screen in multi-view in the bottom right. So you can see program, this would be what I'd be broadcasting to live to YouTube, would be the program window. I'm here in the corner of the screen. YouTube guests see me. YouTube guests also see my desktop if I don't have Skype full screen. And my Skype guest would appear, you know, I could layer them out however I wanted to within Skype. But just again, to demonstrate, and what I'm going to do is, you know, use this, this position, X and Y, and I'm going to show you what happens. So see, if I do Y-axis down, I'm going down. If I do Y-axis up, I'm going up. So there I am flat with the bottom of the screen. And then if I want to move myself to the left, I do X position down. See, now I can go over to the left side of the screen. Well, what if I want to make myself bigger? Well, that's the size right here, X or Y position. So if I change the X position size, see, I'm getting bigger that way. And then, okay, I've changed my size, so I want to move. So I can move myself. So you can make yourself as front and center as you want to be, or you can make yourself smaller. But, you know, what you may want to do is use this Chroma key green screen like I'm doing now. Put yourself pronounced at one side of the screen, and then kind of maybe make a, you know, a desktop wallpaper for your virtual monitor that has Skype or whatever. And see this little area I'm going to point. I'm pointing the wrong direction. See where that boat is? You could lay out a grid in that area with Skype or whatever tool, and let's just call it a TV on a virtual TV on a virtual wall on a talk show set. So if you're the host and you're sitting here and you've got your mic in front of you, then your guest could be over there. So it's really cool. But again, for this to work, you've got to have stuff cabled up like I am. Because keep in mind, when your guest in Skype are hearing you, they're hearing you through your Rode microphone, and you're hearing them through the headphones. And that's because within Skype, when you select your speakers and your mic within Skype, you are selecting Rodecaster Pro. And Skype is able to see Rodecaster Pro because Rodecaster Pro is plugged into the laptop by way of the USB cable. So Skype is using Rodecaster Pro. Your audio with the ATEM Mini Pro, for my YouTube portion, it's coming out the monitor left and right, going into mic 1 on the ATEM Mini Pro. But keep in mind, if I was just doing a YouTube Live without Skype guest, that same audio would be going out, the monitor out of the Rodecaster Pro and into mic 1 of the ATEM Mini Pro. The difference here when I'm incorporating live guest is that not only are these output cables sending audio from me speaking through my mic on my Rodecaster Pro, but because we've selected Rodecaster Pro within Skype software and we have this USB connection to our computer, these audio cables are also outputting the audio from the guest in Skype or whatever software. So it blends it all together. And the beauty of the Rodecaster Pro and the ATEM Mini Pro is that by doing it this way, you don't get echo, it's just a very clear and professional video conferencing experience. And again, you know, this may seem like an overly complex setup, but, you know, the one thing to remember is that, you know, if I use a camera for my Skype guests to see me through Skype, you know, because obviously they're not watching YouTube at the time that they're a guest because you get echoes and stuff. So they're watching their Skype. But if I wanted to be seen within Skype, what I could do, a couple options. I could plug in a USB webcam and have a more professional view of myself within Skype. Again, I wouldn't share that necessarily with, you know, you could just put yourself in Skype and not worry about, doing what I just did with the Chroma key and moving it around the screen. But I think you're probably going to like that better. If you wanted to put yourself in Skype and you're toggling between your live professional camera, YouTube live event, and you with a Skype guest, in that scenario, you could add a second webcam and use that second webcam within Skype so that everybody with the Skype view would see all your Skype guests, including you. You know, that would be an option if you had more than one camera. And even if that camera was, the camera's built into your laptop, not the best of quality, but it could work. So there's several ways you can do this. Again, I do it what I feel is the most effective way for me. And the reason being, I only have to deal with my one camera. And that takes care of everything that I need to do. But, the trade-off of that is that my Skype guests don't see me face on video until they rewatch the live show after it's finished filming. But it just makes it, I don't know, it's personal preference. But again, if you do want your Skype guests to see you, fire up your webcam, or just switch your, within your ATEM Mini Pro, you could keep your audio going, and you could unplug your primary camera, plug it into some sort of USB adapter into your computer for Skype, and then before you switch your ATEM Mini Pro back to your professional green screen in studio self or whatever, you could unplug and replug the camera. So there's so many ways to do this, man. I hope this video helped, and I hope I didn't confuse the heck out of you. But I appreciate the comments. Welcome all your comments regarding ATEM Mini Pro and/or Rodecaster Pro. I'm always looking for video ideas, and this was a fun one, so I hope it provided value, and I'm sure it'll spark some follow-up questions, so be sure to ask away. And if you're looking for the ATEM Mini Pro or the Rodecaster Pro, the mics like I use, any of my live streaming equipment, expand this video's description and then click the link there, and you can find where to order it all online. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.